What's up, everybody? Hopping on here, doing a recap of the day and kind of what I saw. Um, and yeah, we'll just go through it. So I'm gonna go through kind of what I was seeing, like chart by chart or bar by bar. Obviously, this is the 15-minute charts. That's the lowest time frame I like to trade. Everything else I feel like is noise, and usually when I go to the 5 or even lower than that, I tend to get too caught up in the ticks and each bar, and I end up losing money. So I like the 15. So day after CPI came in way above expectations. We sold off in the morning and then rallied pretty much all day. Canada also yesterday hiked 100 basis points. I don't think they had anything. They had never done anything more than 50 previously, so I think that was interesting. And we sold off overnight. I think people are starting to price in possibly a 100-point basis hike and the inflation being out of control, basically. So we sold off overnight. We got to our key level here of 37.44. This was an area, we had bounced at, one, two, three, four, five, six times. So everyone was watching this level right here, this 37.44 level. Pre-market showed buyers being responsive here. Um, so they bounced us here on high volume. Didn't really get a follow through here. So I was looking to short under 37.44 down into this zone down here. Now, one thing that I did incorrectly today was I did not mark this 6-hour zone. So here is a 6-hour zone, very clean, I think. This 6-hour zone starts at 7:32. I only had a 4-hour zone mark. So this is the line here for the 4-hour zone, and this was 37.23. So I did not have the 6-hour marked, and that cost me some money today, and I'll show you why. So here's the open. I was looking for this area to break and hold with a close under this 37.44 on the 15-minute time frame in order to go short. So first candle, drop down, closed under it, very strong. I thought, okay, this is great, this is perfect. So I actually set a limit order to sell the pre-market low. So I put a limit order in here with a 10-point stop. This stop corresponded with the low of day yesterday. That's what this 37.52 dotted line is. And I was targeting this 4-hour demand zone. So I thought, I could snipe this entry because usually lots of times if we break the pre-market high or pre-market low, we'll come back, test it or test the area, and then keep going in the same direction. So next candle, I actually got filled. We got filled right here. It pushed up about, 6 or 7 points, but our stop loss did not get hit. We got filled right here at 37.42, and I thought we were good. So I actually scale some out after I reached 10 points of profit. So I did scale out 2 contracts at the low a day. And then my next target was this 37.22-ish area, 37.2250. We were about a point and a half away on this one. So I was thinking, we would hit it on the next candle. Came close, didn't hit it. And so I got a little bit nervous here, but this was looking like a bear flag to me. Volume was falling, so we weren't really rejecting hard. We did get a doji here, but I was thinking this was, bears trying to trap longs here while we break above, both of these candles close in the same range of it and then drop again. So I wasn't really worried here. Now, once we started to come up here, I actually closed the rest of my short. because I was expecting us to fall after this candle. And once we started not to, I got a little worried, closed out for a very small profit on more than half of my trade, so I didn't make a ton of money, but we did end green. One thing that I did not see either was the VIX. So the VIX had a 30-minute supply zone right here from the previous day that I did not mark. I had this zone up here, but I did not have this 30-minute zone. And so right as we started to come up from the 6-hour demand zone that I also did not mark, VIX started to reject this 30-minute zone. This is 8:10 to 8:40-ish. This is when we started to come down. And so you go back to ES, go back to the replay. Don't want to get ahead of myself. This is also the exact same time that we started to reject here. So I did not see that, and I did not know that. So my bearish bias got the better of me, and I was still thinking short here. Granted, I was out of my trade, but I was looking for, this to break and go a little lower, because I did not have this blue zone marked up here. It was only down here. I also did not realize, man, sounds like I just screwed up the whole day, but did not realize that the Fed was also speaking right at 9, or maybe a little bit before 9. And the Fed who was talking about how a 100-point rate hike for the next Fed meeting was not the standard, that 75 was going to be the standard. And so the market loved this because I think the market was worried that the 100-point rate hike was going to come in after the inflation data was at 9.1 and also after Canada hiked 100 basis points. So hearing him say that that wasn't going to happen, that's not what they're looking at, I think the market really loved that. And so this to me is a very strong long signal. We closed above our 37.44 area to short. Volume was extremely high. We were still approaching, this kind of consolidation zone, but the fact that we closed above 37.44, I think that was a very strong sign that we were going to go up more. And you could have targeted, like this area up here, like this wick, or even like this high. But if you got long here on this sign, props to you. I was actually out and done for the day. But we started to get candles pushing up. And so once we got above this area where lots of people went short, we started to squeeze them out. So going by the 15-minute rules, you get in on the volume spike and you get out on volume. So you get out on the volume spike here, you go along here, stop under this candle, or even, down near the low of it. Next candle, boom, volume spike comes in, you exit or scale some of your trade, if not all your trade, and this ended up being I think it was like a 23-point move, 46 to 69. Yeah, 23 points. So that would have been a great trade right there. If you didn't skip, and then so this candle is very strong, right? There is some wicking up here, but the overall body is huge. Volume's huge. I would not be looking to short that whatsoever. So after this candle hits, we continue to hold the highs. No real reason to go short here. Volume is very low on this pullback, and they really haven't gotten a sign to short anything yet. Notice volume is very low on this large candle. So you should be thinking, okay, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Like if this was a really strong move down and the sellers were in control, this volume should be a lot higher. So to me, that says that this is mostly just a pullback. And then you can see here, volume is still falling off, super low volume here. And you're just kind of waiting and chilling. Aha, now here. Look how great this is. Volume picks up. We wick at the previous low of day, right here, 37.52, close above it. We also wick at this 37.44 level. So this was our area to short. Buyers are holding price up above 37.44. Volume has kicked in. This is a great long. Now, depending on your risk, you could enter on the close of this candle and put a stop, under this 37.44 level. Or if you're a little bit more conservative, you could put a limit order halfway down the wick to go long. Granted, that will not always get filled, so it's a little bit riskier in terms of getting filled, but it does give you a much better entry. So you could have done either on that, and I think that would have been a great long. Volume shows buyers are present. We're at a key area on the chart. We're rejecting those key areas and where price is holding above it, so bulls are in control. Now, even if you went short at the close of this candle and put a stop under the wick, this candle would not have stopped you out. You'd still be safe. And if you were long here, I think it would be smart to target, this area up here, basically the high a day. So you get a candle push on volume. You could scale some out there if you wanted to. That was about 12 points. Very nice scalp if you were scalping it, and then hold runners for a possible high a day. Next candle pulls back a little bit, but we still close above, so the trend is still intact. Another thing that I forgot to mention was this trend line. So if you connected the wicks here, you can see that again, there's these micro breaks of the trend. Even if you went here, it didn't really break it, but we got close to this trend line and we did not close under it. Depending on how you drew it, we just broke it. And so again, this is why I say wait for the 15-minute closes, because while the candle's open, you don't know how it's going to close. At one point, this candle was full red, looking like it was going to go and break this 37.44 level. But if you have patience, you wait, you see, okay, buyer stepped in, we are good to go. We're rejecting this trend line. Like there's lots of things that are lining up for this trade. So you go along here, you get this push, you could scale out on volume here, target high a day. This is still a strong trend. We're making higher highs and higher lows. Nothing, there's really nothing that says close this at the moment. And then this candle hits your high of day. Volume is up. There is some wick up here, so I would definitely scale some there. And then if you were holding runners after that, you really got rewarded. Boom. This was definitely a squeeze on the shorts here. So super high volume right into supply. And this blue dotted line is the close of yesterday. So that's another area to look for to act as support and resistance. And so that would have been a great trade. So this was 52 all the way up to 92. So 40 points on that in about an hour and 15, well, maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours, 10:45 to 12:15. But super great trade. I'm really sad I didn't catch that, but that's kind of my thought process when I see these things, So I was bearish biased once we broke and held under this key level, and I did go short. My zones were not drawn correctly, so my exits were not as good as they could have been. And then once we started to get above this area, now this is where you flip your bias and think, okay, so we're above this key level. Buyers are in control. We came back, retested it. Buyers show up based on the hammer. Longs are good to go. And then you would have caught this as well. I did have some people asking me or asking if they should short this area up here, this zone. I told them no. This is clear strong buying. There's no reason to short that candle whatsoever. This candle is bearish slightly, but it doesn't even come halfway down the previous candle. Volume is up, yes, but there really is no reason to go short in supply right here based on this candle structure and volume. You get the next candle, basically we're just flagging at the highs here now. This is also getting towards the end of the day. Sellers did break this low of the previous candle, looks like by a tick, and got bought up. So volume came in when price did get under this flag level and got bought up. So to me, that is a clear sign to not short anything. I would just look at this, and then if you were green on the day, I wouldn't even take any trades at all. Then I think we pushed even a little bit higher. This is getting near the end of the day, but we are in supply here. So going long here is also very hard to do, especially because the end of day is happening. So the rest of this day was just kind of noise. And I believe, oh, that's not the end. Oh, yes, this was the end of the day. So kind of what I saw, kind of what I look for. So I hope that helped you guys. Sad that I missed this, and then my bearish bias once we came back up here stopped me from going long. So something I need to work on, but I'm always trying to work on my trading just like all of you. So I'm not perfect at all. Definitely not at all. But that's how I kind of see the day on the 15-minute charts. I hope that helps you guys. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, anything you want me to go over. But these trade recaps also help me. So hopefully we all can benefit from it. And thank you.